Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of the Give My Head podcast. I'm Tim McGarry, and I'm joined by my comedy colleague,
Damon Quinn.
We're a man down. Mr. McDowell is not with us today, unavoidable circumstances, so I'm afraid the crack will not be 90 on this show. It'll be 89 and a half, because we miss poor Michael McDowell. So that's cruel, isn't it? That is cruel. That is a bit unnecessary. Michael can't be with us today, but we will be back very, very soon. Can I just say welcome to the Give My Head podcast. For those of you who are big fans of Give My Head Peace, we are doing a Christmas special this year, and we're on tour next year, all over March. But most importantly, very, very soon. In fact, next week, we are, where are we, Damon?
Next week?
Yes.
Enlighten me.
Fuck me.
It's Mandela Hall, isn't it, that?
Fuck me. I do this podcast on my own, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the Mandela Hall doing a live
Mandela
pod.
Hall, I knew that. We're in the Mandela Hall.
Are we now? Are you going to turn up now? Or are you guys going to not bother your arse? Oh, good. We're looking forward to that. Give My Head podcast live is in the Mandela Hall for their first ever live podcast after 56, 57, 58 shows. We're in the Mandela Hall. We have fantastic guests. We have coming on stage with us Ms. Olivia Nash Ma herself. We have Ali Ford, Dimpna herself. We have special guests Shane Todd and Willie Thompson, who'll be doing a bit of stand-up. We'll have a bit of a Q&A. We'll have a bit of crack. We'll be reading some extracts from old episodes of Give My Head Peace, favourite bits of Give My Head Peace, and Shane Todd and Willie Thompson will be trying out their acting skills. So
absolutely
fantastic nights of crack. 12th of October. Get your tickets now. There's some of them. There's still a few left, so get your tickets now via Glister with a link below. The link below, isn't that right, Dan? That's Sunday, the 12th of October. Will you be coming to our show on Sunday, the 12th?
There's 2 free tickets, yes.
The 2 free tickets. Ladies and gentlemen, and you know on this show, we like to interview comedians, actors, writers, politicians. We have one man who encapsulates all of that into one. It's a very good friend of mine and a very good friend of the Hole in the Wall gang. It is a superb comedian, Terry Two-Stroke McHugh. Welcome. This is your first ever podcast.
First ever podcast.
What is wrong with you?
I've been trying to perfect my podcast laugh.
Right. Well, let's have a go.
Do you know when someone says something that's sort of remotely funny and then everyone just falls about laughing?
Yeah.
I've been practicing that.
Oh, that's very cruel. I know what you did there. Terry, for those, some people may not know Terry McHugh. Terry McHugh has very kindly supported me on tour. He's also the right-hand man of Jake O'Kane when he is on tour.
8 years. I'm with Jake O'Kane.
8 years with Jake O'Kane. And you're currently supporting Mr. Neil Delamere on tour, aren't you? And you, in fact, you are flying out to England this very afternoon.
Out to Manchester this afternoon now.
Manchester this afternoon.
Doing frog and bug up in it.
Right. So a lot of people will know you as, but basically know you as the man who's the support man.
I'm sort of known as your man that was on first. It's kind of what I'm known as. You know what
yes.
I mean? But do you know what? I thought if I just carried on just opening for people, I'd be quite happy. I mean, you look at it, you turn up, you do half an hour, you don't have to worry about ticket sales. And if there is no ticket sales, it doesn't matter, you're still getting paid, you do your thing and you go home.
Yes, that's true.
There's absolutely no stress, no promotion, no nothing.
But you did my tour, and a lot of people he was very good, the man who was on before you, as you say, the man for, but it takes a lot of time before you go Terry McHugh.
But then that's the thing, even now, I've been out with Jake, 8 years? And I'm still, I have the people shout Two-Stroke at me.
Yeah.
You know, and then there was one day, I've done a gig with Jake in Downpatrick, and I have never been as hungover in my life. And I turned up and he started on me. He was like, you turned up in this state. And I'm thinking, jeez, that would be off a tour. But you know what Jake's like? You know, he was taking the piss. But I went and done my thing, came off, and was like, this sort of sofa. I went, that'll do me rightly. So I had the shoes off, laid down. I was asleep. So then the bugger take a photograph of me. Stuck it on his social, stuck it on Facebook. And it was a couple of weeks later, I was standing at the petrol station in Oma, and this guy tapped me on the shoulder. He goes, have you recovered yet? And that's, I'm known as Two-Stroke and your mom with the hangover.
Yeah.
But he's always called me Two-Stroke Terry McHugh.
Because you've had 2 strokes?
I've had too many strokes.
Too many strokes?
No, I didn't go full blown. I just went many strokes would do me right.
Strokes.
I know. But see the first one, I didn't even go to the hospital.
You didn't even go to the what?
The first one, I was in the living room and I felt weird. And I sort of went all funny. And you knew something wasn't right, but you weren't sure what was going on. And then you weren't sure where you were. And then you don't know. And I came around and I sort of thought, that might have been a stroke.
Right. By the way, I feel like I'm having a stroke because there's a man drilling outside. That is a man. Can you guys hear that? Okay. Or wait, can we just... We're in Hollywood here, and there's a man kind of with a very large mechanical instrument who's drilling or
As
something.
long as you don't smell burnt toast.
That's
you'll be
okay. No, it's not just me hearing it.
No,
That's
no,
all
everyone, don't worry.
That's okay.
But I didn't go to the hospital that one because do you know what? I did in my head.
Sorry, you just get it for nothing. What's it called? It's a
TIA, transient ischemic attack. They call it, but apparently you can have one, don't even realise you're having it.
right.
And
You could be having one now.
I can have one right now. I don't know what, but it can be that quick. But that one didn't go to the hospital because I thought, well, genuinely, in my head I was going, I can either go sit in A&E for 4 hours or go to bed and die comfortable. And that was the thought process. So I crawled myself to bed, got up the next morning, definitely wasn't right, went to see a doctor, says, this is what happened. And he, at the head of me, he says, that sounds like a mini stroke. Off you go, off the swab and then a scale. And spoke to them, they'd done a few checks and tests, and I went, yep.
Mini stroke.
Wow. I was like, right, class.
Right. So what exactly is a mini stroke?
It's
as opposed to the real thing.
It's sort of. I don't know the difference. It's major strokes like where the blood's cut off for right wee while you're right. Where this is just sort of like sharp and quick, and it's blocked and then back again. But they tell you that's a warning that you might have a full blown one.
Right.
So they told me all these things to do.
Be careful.
They says do all this, and start eating properly. Because you know what it was? I thought I was going to be a big international comedian, and I was running about and was doing gigs here, there, and everywhere, and was working full time, and just eating unhealthy, drinking after gigs, and all the rest. And that's what it was.
Right.
So they told me to stop all that, and to eat healthy, and to stop drinking, and maybe give up the fags.
Right.
And I didn't.
Well,
you're still a bit young for that to be happening, aren't you?
Well, do you know what it was? I was 36, and I rung my mummy to tell her.
Right.
And I rung my mummy. I says, "Mummy, never guess what? I've had a mini stroke." You know what my mum says to me? She says, "Ring me back when you've had 5."
oh,
My mother's had
Oh.
five mini strokes, a full blown stroke, and a heart attack. She didn't know she'd had.
you had a heart attack. You didn't.
My mum went up to the hospital and she was getting her heart checked because she's a dodgy valve in her heart, and that's what causes heart strokes, right? And they said to her, says, "Mrs. McHugh, when did you have your heart attack?" And she goes, "I haven't had a heart attack." And I went, no, we can see here you have had a heart attack. And we might have known, that's typical North Belfast woman.
Well,
she had a heart
I was
attack
about
and
to
just
say.
went, fuck it, I'll walk it off. Like, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah. So you're good North Belfast woman. You
Oh,
say
aye.
that you're a good
Yes,
North
aye,
Belfast
that was
person.
mad,
You say
yeah.
a heart attack wouldn't bother you, like.
No, she genuinely
you
walked
don't
it
go-
off. Like, just
Go,
fuck it.
geez, I maybe need to walk to the pub next time rather than
But
get
as
a
I
taxi
say,
down,
five strokes, one major stroke, a heart attack, didn't know she had, and 7 kids. She's like fucking Terminator. It's just, honest to God. But so I had my mini stroke, and then I sort of didn't do what they told me to do. And then I went and toured with Jake, and I thought, I'd best tell Jake I've had a, sweet nose. Like, but
Because he's a sensitive guy.
yeah, you think I get a hug and a bit of sympathy, like,
yes.
and maybe a night off. But I waited 2 or 3 nights on it before I told him.
Right.
I didn't
So
want
he
him
couldn't
before,
sack you.
so he couldn't sack me. And then done that tour with him, and then I had another one.
Right.
And I was like, Jesus Christ. And that's when I caught myself on. I had to scale back the gigs and stuff, and I stopped comedy for about 6 months to a year.
Right.
I just emailed everyone and went, don't be booking me, don't be tempting me with gigs. And they all emailed me back going, we're going to book you anyway, Terry.
Terry who?
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Terry,
happy
the
days,
man
we
who
don't
was
worry
on
about him.
first. Do you remember the man?
The funny guys.
So I stepped back for 6 to 12 months and then back into it, and I just sorted me act out, like, you know what I mean? It's like I just thought I was going to be 17 for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And then I took up running and got really healthy, and
Yeah.
and now I'm
Well, you're still a youngster, aren't you?
45.
Aye.
45.
Well, that's a youngster to us.
Aye, well,
Well, no,
yes,
I had
yes.
a very bad experience last week. I went to get my hair cut, and
No further questions, Your Honour.
There you go.
I went to get my hair cut, and I had the prices up on the wall, and it said, like, haircut £12, pensioners £10. And the young guy cut my hair, Turkish barber, it's a Turkish barber, right beside the fans club.
Right.
He cuts my hair, and I goes, how much is that? He says, tenner. That'll be a tenner, mate. I was
even
really,
Didn't even ask.
No, he just said a
Said
tenner,
tenner.
And a part of me wanted to give him the extra £2.
Aye.
To say, no, you've got it
No,
wrong,
you're right,
mate.
mate.
You've got it wrong, mate. I'm not a pensioner yet.
Well, it's £12 haircut. You go, yes, you go.
Aye.
Yeah,
That's all right.
No, you want to go David's top of Duncombe Gardens? Do it for
I used to
$8.
go where I was a kid.
Used to do it for $8.
Anyway, Stephen's still there.
David's still there. Yeah.
Jesus.
He's a woman now.
Right.
Well, no, it doesn't.
I know what you're saying.
Where are you going,
It's
mate?
2 women.
Aye, let's
No,
not
it's 2 women
go
in
near that.
David's. Yeah. It's
Right.
2 women in David's top of Duncombe Gardens. Very fine haircut. I might get one for free. Yeah, £8 last time. I
It's not bad.
You're not gonna
Oh,
do
you haven't? Yeah,
anything on the side?
No.
you haven't watched. You haven't watched the cut. Like.
No. Terry, I first met you. You've been very kind. You've supported us. You've done the warm up for Give My Headpiece studio.
That was. I don't know if you boys realise how big a deal that was for me.
Is that right?
Aye, it was like because see when you're opening, like some people rock up and go, "It's just a gig. I'm doing half an hour," you know. And I know I'm saying that, but not like I was stood there that night, and I remember watching you boys, Natalia and all the rest, and listening to this on the radio, and it was like, and then I'm stood there going, "I'm opening for Give My Headpiece. I'm doing the studio work first," and for me, it's not just opening. It's not just doing a gig. It's like you're trusting me with your audience, you know. And I was stood there that night just going. Like how did I end up here? How did I get here where I'm opening for the people that I grew up watching? Like, you know what I mean? Exactly. Well, no one else would do it. But that was a massive deal for me. No. So it was genuinely was. And I remember the first night I done it, I was bricking it. Bricking it. I remember you coming up to me and going, "You all right?" You're like, "Oh, I'm dead on. I'll be all right." And something you said to me that night, you says, "Terry, you're not here because you're a nice fella." And I think you might have told me I'm a prick. And then you'd said to me, he says, "You're here because you're good enough and you can do it." And see from then on you said, because I was always like, I used to go on stage going, "God, I might damn my arse here." And since you said that to me, I go on stage going, "I could probably won't damn my arse." Yeah. You know what I mean? And not just that one conversation, because I wouldn't have called myself, I only started calling myself a comedian. I was at this 10 years before I actually said I'm a comedian. Yeah. And it was after that conversation with you and opening for you guys. And that's me opening for Jake all over the years and all, because like, you know, and it's just building confidence. And then that one conversation you had with me, that was me. I was like, do you know what? I'm a comedian now.
Well, because it's quite a hard gig because you're not just doing half an hour and stuff. You're up and down like you're on because we are in between scenes with 300 people that are coming to see Give My Headpiece. The compere job is to keep it moving, but there are breaks in between where we're moving the set and the cameras.
You're dodging cameras and tripping over leads.
And then you're in the middle of a gag, and the floor manager, Peter Richards, is right, back off, mate. You know, so and you're up and down, So it's quite a tough gig, and we've had people. So that's your second. You've done it twice.
Done twice.
In fact, I hope I haven't spoken to your agent yet. You're doing it 3 times because the 2nd of December.
Yes, that's
we booked that.
We booked it that night.
We have a Christmas special coming up, and you are with us on Monday, the 2nd of December, because the audience tickets haven't gone out yet for our Christmas special at Give My Headpiece, but you're doing that again. And I think you've done. Well, the thing is, we had you back because you did a brilliant job for us, you know. But I wasn't fishing for compliment when I started that conversation. The start of that conversation was the first time I saw you was on a barge, and you were doing jokes, and then you produced a yo-yo. Yep. And I go, "How the fuck is it?" And you don't know this about him, so you don't, because you did no research whatsoever. You have no idea who he is, to be honest with you, apart from the fellow who warms us up. Tell him what you.
He's the funny guy who warms us up.
Yes.
It was your man who was on before.
World research. What are you, world yo-yo champion?
I wasn't world yo-yo champion. It was the Irish yo-yo champion.
Irish yo-yo champion.
There's nobody on this island who's better at yo-yos than me.
Still to this day.
Well, I don't know that for a fact now, right? But I'm gonna go with it, like, you know what I mean. And if there is anybody out there who thinks they're better than me, they're welcome to give me a shit.
You know what? That was the thing. I saw you in the barge. You were funny, and then you did a whole thing with yo-yos and while telling jokes and yo-yoing.
Do you know what? Because I done that. Do you remember the Coca-Cola yo-yos years ago? And they were called Russell Spinners, and the guy that was doing the competitions was called Ken Russell, and I was 15, 16, and I went, I would like to do that job. I would like to travel the world swinging yo-yos. That seems like something I could do. So I literally just walked up there and went, "How do I get your job?" And he said to me, he says, "If you come back here in a couple of weeks' time and show me you playing with 2 yo-yos at once, you've got a job." I said, "Right, okay." So the first thing, to be a yo-yo champion, the first thing you have to have is no girlfriend. When you're right? And like when you're turning
box tick there.
When you're turning around to your mother and going, "I'm way up to my room to play with my yo-yo," you know, you're getting the funny looks. Like. And so I went back. I was like, "Oh, you go, I can play with 2 yo-yos at once." And he says, "Right, you're in." And I was like, "Right, okay." And he took the number and all, and the way they went, and I never heard a thing from him. And I thought, well, I told him, "Mate, I'm going to be a yo-yo champion." And of course, I dead on, mate. Like. And then out of nowhere, he rang to speak to my dad, and with Dagan on me, he says, Ken Russell rang her. He says he wants you to go off, and Ken Russell, he says, he wants you to go off and do the yo-yo thing. And I says, right, dead on. And he says, so that's, going to ring and talk to you. He says, I've told him it's all right to talk to you, and then we'll see what we're going to do. And he rung me, and he says, right, he says, the first one we're going to do, he says, we're going somewhere. He says, I'm going, right, where am I going? I'm thinking somewhere exotic, somewhere sunny. Oh, it's going to be brilliant. He goes, we're going to the Republic of, and I'm like, oh, jeez, the Republic. I'm thinking, oh, Dominican Republic or some Republic of Ireland. You're going to be living in Dundalk for 3 months.
Brilliant.
And
Dundalk.
I was like, right, okay. And I spoke to my dad. I says,
The sad thing is, it could have been worse.
well, it went from Dundalk. I was in Dundalk for 2 weeks, then I went to Drogheda.
Right, okay.
And I was like, Jesus Christ almighty, like living above a pub in Drogheda. Walked through that pub every night, and the guy never once offered us a drink. Like,
You were young. You were a young fella. What were you?
17.
Right. Yeah.
But my mum wanted me to go back and do A levels at the time, and I
Right.
says,
No, I'm yo-yo.
I'm going to be a yo-yo champion. But my mummy was A levels, doing A levels. Me dad.
What a stupid woman.
I know.
Fool.
Just think what I could be doing now.
Get you
Like,
educated, son. No, back off. I've got
I
yo-yos.
couldn't get out of
I'm
school.
above a
It's quick
pub
enough.
in Drogheda doing yo-yos.
But
Never
no,
mind your education.
But my dad said to me, he took me aside and he says, son, he says, you're getting offered a chance to travel the world, get paid for the privilege, and do something you enjoy.
Well, that's sorry. Just take that idea. Whoa. From I can do 2 yo-yos in my room in the own traveling the world. Where does that come in? Did this guy take you to
But what they
Dundalk?
do, what they do is
This is Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, aye. So what they'll do is they'll go to a country, they'll go, right, they'll launch these yo-yos, and the whole idea is kids buy a yo-yo, they turn up a competition, and you buy bottles of Coke, you win your gold yo-yo, and the gold yo-yo becomes this most sought-after thing. So you're building the competitions, you're basically on the street playing yo-yos, putting on yo-yo shows.
Right.
And they went everywhere. We done the South, which was a disaster, and then I got a phone call saying, do you want to go to Amsterdam?
Right. Bit better. Yeah.
At 17 and a half, and someone goes, do you want to go to Amsterdam?
Yes.
And we'll pay you $1,000 a week and your expenses and your
Right.
digs and all the rest.
A grand a week?
Yeah, I hear. Money was mental.
Well.
And you sort of go, you don't say no to that. And then you go to Amsterdam, you live there for 3 months, and you come back here and you can't string a sentence together. And then we went to...
Why was that? Was
just,
your mind
you know, you were just partaking in the local cuisine.
It was just, you were so dazzled by the exhibits in the Rex
Yes,
Museum.
yes, that was it.
Yes,
I was
you were so moved by
the
Anne
Anne Frank Museum was that was what it was.
Oh, I love,
yeah.
you love a canal and a bicycle. Oh, look at the windmills. Is that what you're saying, Terry? As a man of 17 and a half
you
years.
partake in the local stuff and then you
Right,
do the boat tour and you don't know what's going on. It's honestly, I would recommend that to anybody. But I've done that, and then it was Spain, France. I was in Marseille for 3 months. And
For
then
3 months?
3 months in Marseille. I was 3 months in Seville. I was, where'd we go then? We've done Norway, we've done Denmark, we've done Sweden, we've done Iceland.
And you're just, playing yo-yos in the street?
Playing yo-yos in the street. But the done was, like, they used to get a big, huge gig to launch it. So when we done Denmark, the gig that they used to launch this yo-yo promotion was it was a music festival, and the All Saints were there, and Boyzone were there.
Well.
And we went on after Boyzone.
You're not serious.
Swear to God.
You've been warmed up by
So
Boyzone.
Boyzone were the guys that went on before me. And I remember
Seriously?
yep, I was further up the bill than Boyzone. And there was like 40,000 people at this thing.
To be fair, after Boyzone, you need a bit of a come down, don't you? I'm up there.
I'm up there.
I need walking the dog. Is that what
Walking the dog's the easy stuff.
Is that right?
But there's 40,000 people at that. Like.
40,000
yeah,
people
40,000 people. We were just swinging
Are you
yo-yos.
seriously telling me you've done a gig to 40 people doing swinging yo-yos?
40,000 people were swinging yo-yos. And then I've done Croke Park.
You're not serious.
I swear to God, I've done Croke
You're
Park.
an oasis.
when we done the one down south, the big thing that it was some Gaelic, I don't know if it was Gaelic or hurling, it was some All-Ireland thing.
Right.
And they stuck us on the pitch at half time to swing yo-yos, and people looking going, what in the name of God is this? Like, so I've done Croke Park, I've done a sold out Croke Park, 40,000 in Denmark.
See, the GA's gone downhill, hasn't it? But I would describe that as a barrack Saxon rather than a pure Gaelic sport. You would.
You can see them.
This is not for Ireland at all.
Have a yo-yo with you then.
I've two in my jacket pocket over there.
It always has.
Yeah, always
never without a
just in
yo-yo.
case I get asked to bring them. Like, you know what I mean?
We're going to get a demonstration.
I don't know if there's room in here.
I know,
There's an awful lot of expensive equipment here. Like, you know what I mean?
Do the Spotify fans want to see you?
It's just not fair to people who's just listening.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh no, we can pretend.
Aye, right. For anyone that's listening,
There you go.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Look
that's
at
amazing.
that. Oh,
Behind
here.
your head,
3
and
yo-yos
still
at once. Oh, unbelievable. But no, I went from 40,000 in Croke Park to 300 with you.
Oh, there was no need to specify me. You cheeky. We're talking less than 300, if I remember correctly.
Here, I played the one person in Edinburgh.
One.
I don't like an hour, and there was one guy sitting there, and it was an hour show, and I came out and I says to him, I says, mate, me and you can go for a pint, or I can do 60-minute show, which is going to be awkward for everybody. And he looked back at him and he went, do the show.
Oh, wow.
He wanted the show.
He wanted the show.
Well
and I
done.
done 60 minutes, this guy, and he just sat staring at me.
Did he laugh at all?
He sort of shrugged his shoulders a bit and all the rest. And then my closer was about Back to the Future joke, because everyone's seen Back to the Future, apart from that prick.
Right?
I asked him, have you seen Back to the Future? No.
Anyway.
I was like, I'm doing it anyway. Like, you've sat there for 55 minutes, I'm doing this, and
brilliant.
here. And
Did he give you a standing ovation, or did he just get up and leave?
He got up, like. But he said, "Well, I really enjoyed that."
Did he?
Like, all right, fair enough.
5-star review, did he?
And then it was a bucket show, so we basically you get in for free, but you had to pay to get out.
Right.
And he threw 50 quid in the pocket.
50 quid?
50 quid, the way he went. He says to me, he says, "You'll go far, son." He says, "There's not many people could do that."
Wow.
Well, the lowest we ever played to was about 8 people. I remember in Newry.
We did play
Newry
the
Arts Centre, way back in the old God's time, like back in the late 80s. And we were doing a show in front of 8 people. And the reason for that was because Marty Reid, who you know,
Plays
no
Uncle
internet
Andy.
name.
Yeah.
Marty Reid, who plays Uncle Andy.
Yes.
We had these flyers and we had on posters.
They ended off in the river, did they?
He bucked them in the Newry Canal. He bucked them in the Newry Canal and went to the pub. So nobody knew we were on.
You couldn't even have mustered up a few from the pub.
So we were playing to 8 people in Newry Arts Centre, but one of them was a BBC producer.
You never know who's in the room.
Yeah. Who came backstage and said, "You guys are pretty funny. Like, would you like to think about going on TV?"
Happy days.
The worst than that was when we arrived at the theatre, there was a huge queue outside, milling about outside.
You thought it was for you?
We thought it was actually for the theatre next to the hall.
That happened to me in the black box.
Maybe somebody was doing Yoyos or something.
It wasn't for the Hole in the Wall. It was for Jesus Christ Superstar, which apparently is a bigger hit in Newry than the Hole in the Wall game. We've never forgiven you, Newry, by the way.
You still go back, though. Still go back. You have to go back. That happened to me in the black box. One time I was doing first solo show I ever done. I turned up this big, huge queue. I thought, happy days. I wasn't expecting that. We were all going next door. I don't know what. I didn't even look to see what they were going for. Like 20
So how did you get into it then? After yo-yo, so you did yo-yos for a while. Is there a certain point and comes in your life, you're yo-yoing away and you're going, what have I done with my life? My parents must be bitterly disappointed. Surely there's more to life than yo-yos. Or was it the love of a good woman? Or was it?
The reason that
did Coca-Cola go?
The reason the pack to yo-yos in was they started sending us to Eastern Europe.
Right.
So we done.
What's wrong with Eastern Europe?
We done Ukraine.
Right.
And that's when I went, no, enough of this. Ukraine was mad. Ukraine was just madness. We were turning up to do the shows in the street, and you might have had genuinely like 300 or 400 people. And the whole thing. So what they done was every country you went to, they print the bottle tops where you win the golden yo-yo.
Right.
But they always print at least 3 or 4 more bottle tops than they have golden yo-yos. Right. This company been doing this for 50 years, and all of the bottle tops had never been found. Like, it just didn't happen.
Right.
Happened in Ukraine.
Right.
So we would have maybe 200 people standing there with these bottle tops looking at their golden yo-yo.
You're right.
And we didn't have them. And then because of whatever customs or import laws or whatever it was, we couldn't get more in. So we were basically turning up to these things. You'd have maybe 50 yo-yos. Like, you turn up in the van, you get the bag, when you'd open the door, a crack and the hands would come in, and you take the bottle and give the yo-yo. And then you would just go, right, go. Like, there was near riots starting.
Right.
And then they found out where we were staying, so you had people...
Really?
You had people knocking your door, demanding this
a
yo-yo,
golden
and you're like,
yo-yo.
I haven't got them. Like,
Yo-yo groupies. Like.
it was insane. And then I got picked up. We had one day.
Sorry, what era are we talking about here?
1998 was Ukraine.
Right.
I was
Okay,
18.
so you're talking. Well, you're talking good 7-8 years after collapse of the Soviet Union.
Yeah,
Right?
but
So
I think
things were a bit touchy.
Yes, it was all a bit tense, and I think there was still that idea of, well, if he has one, I get one.
Right.
You know, and.
This was capitalist, from socialist paradise to capitalist paradise.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we raised Coca-Cola sales by near 500%.
Right.
Like, but there was one we got and it got nasty, and it turned into near turned into a riot.
Wow.
And I got picked up by 2 Ukrainian police, and they basically took me to the local police station and went, "You're in there." And
corruption. They wanted a golden yo-yo.
No, they wanted $300 out of him. He says $300 and you can go. And then that's when the wee North Belfast Fenian came up on me. It's like, you're getting nothing. I said, no, you're getting nothing.
For my man.
Exactly.
I know fellas in there. Don't fucking frighten me.
Well, that was it. You're sort of going, I grew up with it, and then you sort of realise, no, hold on, this is a whole different
breed.
And then it went from 300 to 500, and then it went to 1,000. I was in there I was in there for 2 nights.
Dollars.
Yeah, dollars, because their money wasn't worth. Their money wasn't worth anything.
So you're in a Ukrainian jail.
Ukrainian sort of police cell for 2 days.
For 2 days.
Because I wouldn't give them money.
Mr. Yoyo, because you couldn't give them money. And where was Mr. Coca-Cola this time? Was he not?
I'm sort of ringing the boss, going, "Can you sort something out here? Like, can you send me money?" But the problem was, you used to go to the banks in Ukraine, they had no money. You go in, January, you go in and go, "Here's the bank, I need to lift X amount of dollars," and they go, "We don't have any money." But you're the bank. Right. But it was, and then there was a night in a nightclub in Ukraine, and it was all doing what nightclubs do. And next thing, 2 guys came in with semi-automatic weapons, and the lights went up, and they went around every single person in the room going, documents, which is Ukrainian for documents. So you're learning. But you have to have your passport with you before you go in Ukraine. I didn't have mine on me.
Right.
And I turned around to my wee translator assistant guy, and he says, "What happens?" I have my passport. He looked at me and went, "You are fucked." I said, "What?" So they came to me, no passport. I got bundled out of the place, and basically, like, gun on your feet. Where's your? I was like, finally got him to realise that it was in the car. They went and got the passport out of the car, came back over to me, and he opened it up, and he goes, "My friend, you're Irish." I have never been as Irish in my life. Right,
Yeah.
that boy got all verse and chorus of Fields of and Rye with Celtic Park add-ons, like, you know what I mean? And he handed me my passport back, and before he turned around to me and he says, "Tell me, my friend," he says, "Do you know Frankie Maguire?"
Frankie.
I don't know, fuck. And I'd never met Frankie Maguire, but at that point, Frankie Maguire was my godfather and my dad's best mate. "Oh, Frankie, I know Frankie, you know what?" And you go to walk away, but you're Irish, so you have to stop and find out how he knows Frankie Maguire. Like, and I said, he says, "Oh, he get me guns."
Oh, right.
And I was like, right, anyway, but you were constantly getting hassled by the cops, and I just went, "No," I said, I can't, because the next one's going to be Lithuania, and I thought, I'm not doing this anymore, you know what I mean? Right. And then they asked me to do one here.
Right.
And I went, all right, I'll do one in Northern Ireland for the crack. And that's, Mrs. McHugh was my personal assistant. So she was my personal assistant and my driver. And
where did you first meet?
I met her in McCausland's car park in the Grosvenor Road.
Yo-Yo's brought you together.
Yo-Yo's brought us together.
She was your personal assistant.
Personal assistant, but she often reminds me she is no longer.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
I know Mrs. McHugh. She's not your personal assistant.
No. She's a lovely woman. And I met her, and that's what I thought, right? Because when you were doing that, you see a lot of boys who were in their 40s and 50s, and the 3 marriages had fallen apart, and kids they didn't see because they're constantly traveling.
It's
and
the
stuff.
unseen backstage.
Exactly, it's not a happy
champions.
place, you know. And I just thought, you know what, I've tolerated being in a car with her like 10 hours a day for 8 weeks.
Right.
I may as well hold on there. Like.
Right.
And plus, she was great with an Englishman at the time, so I had to win one back for
right,
us.
okay.
That was the other motivation.
Get back to the jail. How did you get out of the jail? Did you pay the money then?
Pay the money. We basically went here.
paid the money?
Just here, take whatever you want. So what he called, one of the bosses came down. I was in Lviv. One of the bosses came down from Kiev and went, "Here, there you go.
Wow.
Get him out." And that was me out. And then it was basically right away you go back then.
Right.
And the thing is, you tell people this stuff and they look at you and they go, nobody believes you when to tell them this stuff, but you couldn't make that up. Like, you know what I mean? There was another boy from Port Stewart done it. He
Well, you
had
could
it
if you were a
worse.
good comedian.
Well, I don't know if it was decent. But there's another boy from Port Stewart done it as well. He got it worse. Like he left the country to go to an Iron Maiden gig for a day and then came back. But he landed back after midnight, so his visa wasn't the right date.
Oh.
So they basically stripped him of everything he had, stuck him back in a plane, sent him to Turkey. And he just went, "Frig us, hanging home." So
Right.
he just went home. So no, it was mad, and that's when I sort of went, "No, enough of this." Like.
Yes, slightly anarchic at that period in the Eastern Europe, yeah.
And I met Tricia and I went, "Right,
Right.
I'll knock it out in the head."
Yeah. And you met Tricia, and you're solid North Belfast, man. Solid North Belfast, man.
Yes.
Tell the people where you live now, in a field in
And a field in a wee place called Toddy Ray.
Toddy Ray.
Don, you probably know Toddy Ray, do you? It's
It's a townland rather than a...
I wouldn't even call it a town.
Has it got a pub?
It's got 2.
It's got 2 pubs.
Two
Toddy Ray
pubs.
has 2
Aye,
pubs.
Toddy's 2 pubs. You've a GAA club around one end, and then you've Cheeky Fox around the other end.
Right.
If I say Cheeky Fox enough, they might sponsor you.
All right. Cheeky Fox.
Cheeky
Sounds
Fox,
like a
yeah,
good
Cheeky
place.
Fox. It's not a bad spot, you know.
Yeah,
it's all
good
right.
pint of Guinness and the Cheeky Fox.
You do get the good pint of Guinness.
Good
Food's
pint
good
of
on it too,
Guinness.
yeah. Cheeky Fox. Yeah.
The Cheeky Fox.
Cheeky
Pint of
Fox,
Guinness and the
yeah.
Cheeky Fox.
And
Okay.
where exactly is Toddy Ray?
It's
Near the Cheeky Fox.
It's the Cheeky Fox. It's between
the Cheeky Fox is.
I know where it is.
Sake.
Used to be the halfway house. It's between Oma and Fintna.
Right?
It's even more. It's even more depressing when you say it's
We've
between
Mark
Oma and
McCartney on
Fintna.
here. We thought Fintna was remote.
No, it's not. There's nothing there. There's the two pubs and there's the Gaelic pitch and that's it.
Right.
But she had
A
land.
cynical man would say, you married her for her land.
She had land, and let's be
had
honest,
land.
I was never going to be able to afford a house in North Belfast.
No.
You know what I mean? So we built a house out there, and look, there's times I love it, and there's times I hate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, see when you're sitting on a Saturday night and you're sitting out the side of the house and you've got music playing, you have a few beers, you're not annoying anybody. It's brilliant. You see, you want to go buy a packet of fags, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nearest shop's what? 7 men round
You
trip.
don't want to buy a packet of fags anymore because
Well, I do, but I don't.
yes.
I do want to, but I just don't.
It's not allowed.
It's not allowed.
No, you
Not allowed.
supported me on my tour and you only had.
A couple. I do.
Are we allowed to say that?
Oh, I know. The odd one will not kill you. It's the strokes that you get from smoking them that'll kill you.
Yeah, well, I was gonna
It's not
say.
cigarettes.
That's the Strokes, yeah.
I'm down there 21 years.
Are you 21 years?
21 years. And because we moved down there when Erin was 3.
Right.
No, 3 months, sorry. And she'll be 21 now next week.
Right. And in your stand-up routine, you sometimes make reference to the fact that you're not necessarily as happy being and living.
Yeah,
in the,
and then I wonder why I
the
can't sell
bucolic
tickets in
ideal.
Oma. It's a different world, though. It's not this. You know what I mean? Like when I first met her dad, he asked me what football team I supported, and I said Celtic, and I thought he was going to stab me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He said, no. He said, what football team do you support? And I goes, you mean Gaelic football? And he goes, aye. And I says, I'm not really into Gaelic football.
Yeah, that was grounds for him.
Oh, here, he to this day, he still thinks I'm a big gay Protestant. Like, and he tries so hard. Now Johnny comes down, he chats away to me about the football, and I'm sitting, look, I'm going, Johnny, I have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea. I've no interest. I'm never gonna be interested. It's
You're
just,
not into this.
it's not. I can't get into a
Yeah.
sport where you get points for missing.
Yeah.
You know, it's and now you get points if you miss from further away,
Yeah.
which I
don't
don't
really
understand either.
I don't, yeah. But you're a Celtic fan, which is kind of, yeah.
What?
Well, nah.
What?
What's the point?
It's every point.
What's the point?
It's every point.
It's just Celtic
right,
and
okay, so
Rangers,
if Cliftonville won-
Rangers are so crap that the league finished at about 2 games in the season. this year.
It's done. There's like 5 games and we're done. But,
Yeah.
but like if Cliftonville were winning the league every year, would you be complaining?
What? Complaining?
Yeah.
Are you joking? I would die a happy man.
There you go. You see, that's
But
the
it's not
point.
going to happen because there's other teams in the league.
Well,
and there's
might.
variety. There's teams.
It might happen.
Do you go across to the matches then?
Wasn't getting across as much as I wanted to, but I've been across a good few times now the past couple of years because I'd never been to Celtic game with my dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yes, yeah.
I'd never been over with him. It was just life got in the way. You know, 7 of us. He couldn't afford to get us over and back. He used to go over with my uncle. So I got over with my dad there a while back. And it was brilliant. Honestly, and he'd never been over. Like, you know,
Yeah.
so it was his first game as well. Him 70 odd. Never seen a man as happy in my life. And then I got the wheel out over a couple of times last year. So I've got him indoctrinated. The middle son's not in it. He went full culture. He's in the GAA.
Yeah,
Like.
yeah.
But no, I get over as often as I can. Well, I'm not going over this year because there's a whole thing with the board and we want rid of them, so we're boycotting matches.
Oh right, you're boycotting. No, all right.
Yes, that's my small protest is I'm not going to games and I'm not buying any merchandise.
Right.
So,
Okay.
I mean, the fact that it costs you £600-700 to go over for a weekend, you know, that's my protest. I'm going to save me £600-700 every couple of months.
Take that, Brendan Rodgers.
Have some of that.
Right.
What are
Okay.
you, 9 in a row or something? Or?
No, we got the 9 in a row. We're going for 10, and we blew that. That was the COVID season, so it doesn't count. We're 4 in a row now.
You're 4 in a row.
4 in a row now, going for 5. But here, the way that team is now, there's no guarantee. Hearts could do it this year. You know, but if Hearts do it this year, that'll be the second time a team that has the Celtic or Rangers has won the league in the last 5 years.
No, I agree with Kevin Bridges. Scottish football is a 2-horse race.
One of the horses died.
Pointless.
But it's proper football.
Come on.
It is.
It's
It's
not
not-
the Irish League football. That's proper football.
Aye, but the Scottish League's like that as well.
3-2 on Saturday. They're fantastic match.
See, you go to the Scottish League and it's crap pitches and shit stadiums and, you know, and poor level of football. It's proper football. It's not that EPL franchise
Don't
crap.
Don't need any of that. Don't need any of that.
Well, my mate lives around the corner from Solitude. He keeps wanting me to go.
No, I'll bring you up.
I'll go up you.
Will you?
Right, there we go.
There we go. So, how did you get into the comedy then? You're doing yo-yoing and stuff.
Doing
like
yo-yos
that,
and stuff, and then
you were kind of telling jokes at the same time. Were you?
yeah, and then I could just.
Were you on the? Because we've had a lot of comedians on this, and we're talking the likes of Shane Todd. And they're all sort of late 30s, sort of guys now, Colin Geddes and stuff like that. You're a wee bit older than that, but because you were travelling the world.
I started when I was 30.
30, right?
No. Maybe
And after all your yo-yoing and stuff, and you were around the world, literally around the world, and playing stadiums and stuff. I presume you had very wisely invested a lot of money. You had index tracking ISAs, and you had savings accounts. No,
broke.
What? I'm shocked.
Broke. I basically I went on these things and played Brewster's Millions for 3 or 4 months, and then
you enjoyed yourself.
I did. I very much enjoyed myself. Sometimes too much.
Yes, so you enjoyed yourself to such an extent. There are stories you couldn't tell on a decent podcast like this. Right? Okay.
But so now I came home broke.
You came home,
got a job, moved to Patricia, and just done the 9 to 5. But there was always that thing where I enjoyed performing, I enjoyed having an audience and stuff. Yeah. And
so you had a proper job for a while?
I still do.
Works in phones.
I work in phones. Still full time in phones. But I just reached the point. I was selling phones and I hated it and I was just bored. And I always wanted to do stand up. From I was 17, I wanted to do stand up because it still sounds so X Factory. When I was 17, 18, was just suffering from really bad panic attacks. I don't know what was causing or what it was having bad panic attacks, and the only thing that took me out of it, I would go down the stairs and throw on a Billy Connolly VHS or Paddy Keatley's VHS, and that would just take me straight out of it. And I remember thinking, geez, boys, doesn't matter what you've got going on in your life. You know, you go to their show and you're there for 2 hours. It doesn't matter what problems you have. You laugh for 2 hours. Now, your problems are still there when you leave, but for 2 hours, your problems are gone. I thought it's a nice way to make a living, and the money's probably good too. And I went, and she knew I always wanted to do it. Because I sat watching the Blame game one night, rolling on the floor laughing. I can remember the joke I was laughing at, and I says, Trish says, I'm going to be on that someday. And she goes, you'd need to be a comedian, wouldn't you? So I'd reached the point my lung had collapsed. I'd been in hospital, had all sorts of surgeries. I was lucky to get out of one of the surgeries, and I thought, right, do you know what? Just go do a gig somewhere and see what happens. So I got in touch with Daly's in Oma. Right. And Terry Case says, here, I'm just thinking of doing it. He says, I know Barry. He says, come in and do 7 minutes at our first year anniversary birthday gig. Like, I said, oh, okay. And it's 6 weeks to write 7 minutes. Turned up to do that. There was 120 people there. A couple of applause breaks. Went really well. And I'm like, oh, brilliant, this comedy's class. It'll be like us all the time. Yeah. And off the back of that, went up and done the PAV to 8 people. Nobody laughed. And then I think it was 6 months in was when you see me on the barge. Right. So I was 6 months into it. And it was short. It wasn't long after that you had me opening for you. Then I opened for Jake in Crumlin Jail. And then he asked me to tour with him. And then that was sort of me. I didn't sort of go through the open mic sort of, you know, I sort of after 6 months to a year, all of a sudden I'm playing theatres and stuff, going, oh, happy days. And I've just kept doing that. Right. But it was just something I always wanted to do, and I just bit the bullet and went, frick it, just go and do a gig somewhere. Yeah. And then I'd done that, and then I was going over to London. I was doing open mics in London for a bit, and then I'd done stuff in Manchester and all, and got asked back to do that and everything. And then I had the stroke, and I thought, no, I can't be doing this. I can't be working full time and flying to England and doing all the rest of it. So I looked at it, sort of went, you know what? As long as people keep ringing me, I'll keep doing it. You know, anyway.
But take this the right way. You're slightly old-fashioned in that people see you and want you back and stuff. That's the way I know you from very early on. Because you don't have a massive online presence the way certain other people do. No, you do feck all on that.
It was something I never bothered with.
Reputation, word of mouth reputation.
I've got this notion I'll be the Iron Maiden of comedy. Right. You know, and Iron Maiden had no radio play, no nothing, but they got there in the end. And I had this, I will do that. I will not do socials. I will just go and I'll tell jokes, and people will, and it doesn't work that way anymore. You know, so I've started on the socials now, and it's like, I'll post that video when you walk away. That's the thing. I used to post a video and go, oh, no one's looked at that. Whereas now what I'm doing is you post a video and walk away and just let it do its thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? But no, I have no online presence at all. I have 6,000 followers on Facebook.
6,000?
Yeah, which in this game is nothing. Like, you know, but no, Delamere shouted at me one night. He says, you need to start working on the internet. Yeah. So I'm just posting clips now and see what happens.
That's what I need to do then.
I've been told this. I've heard you've had a few talking to.
Yeah, I'm too old fat nonsense. I need somebody to do it for me.
Well, you see, the reason I didn't do it was because someone said to me TikTok's the place to be, and I was like, no. I says, your dad's on TikTok will be the new your dad sells Avon. I'm not doing TikTok. You know what I mean? So I thought I'll do Instagram. Nobody liked me on Instagram.
Yeah.
I thought I'll do Facebook.
As soon as I started doing Instagram, everyone like Instagram.
He says, I'm like after I go, right, we'll do Facebook. He's like, nobody uses. Erin says, my daughter says, he says, no, we call that mums do Facebook. And I'm sort of saying, well, mums clearly like me because that seems to be where my people are.
That's your audience. Yeah, find your audience.
But no, I just can't be bothered with the whole social thing. But now I know I've had many.
You have to though.
Yeah, you can't not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So if anyone watching this, just follow me, Terry McHugh Comedy on. Just Google Terry McHugh Comedy, you'll find me. Follow it
because you're doing.
And you'll get bombarded with clips for a wee while, and then there'll be nothing for months.
Yeah. You're doing a solo show.
Doing a solo show that's booked in for March and April next year.
Probably good if you know.
13th, Friday 13th of March.
You don't know.
Friday 13th of March.
Friday the 13th of March.
It starts in Portico and Portaferry.
Lovely spot.
And then I'm in the Mac in Belfast on the 9th of April. Right. And then I'm in Daly's in Oma, possibly on the 19th of April.
All the dates now. Come on.
I've only got 4.
You only got 4?
Aye.
I'm going
to get Fraser Robb to do it.
Oh,
so I'm going to get Fraser Robb a shout. He opened for me before in a solo show, so he's very, very good. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. He's a good lad. And he comes on, he just said he comes on, he does his 20 minutes. He does it well, and away he goes.
Yeah. People often ask me, oh, what do you think of the state of modern comedy? Because we're the old fellas and stuff. But what do you think of the state of comedy here is kind of booming, isn't it?
There's everyone's a comedian now.
Too many of them?
Well, I don't know. I was talking to a kid one night, he'd done 20 gigs and he was wearing his own merch. So going, I mate, you're keen, but you know, the only people who should be wearing their own merch is heavy metal bands, let's be honest about it. Like. But no, it's good. There's plenty of clubs, there's plenty of places for people to go. Because when I started, you basically had the PAV.
Yeah,
that was sort of your only
pavilion in the Ormer Road.
That was sort of your only place to go and try anything, and it was hit and miss. There was nights to turn up to be 3 people, or it was nights to turn up to be strangely packed. Yeah. But everybody went through there, like you know, because you hear comedy clubs going, oh, the biggest names have went through here, and you sort of go, well, have they? But the PAV, I mean, Shane, Conor Gaddis, Mickey Bartlett, Paddy McDonald, everyone's gone through the PAV. Like so, when the PAV say the biggest names in Northern Irish comedy have gone through here, they have. Yeah. But that was all you had. Yeah. And then you were scrambling for spots, like you were emailing Facebook Messenger, can you get me on 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Whereas now there's that many clubs that you can just, people can go out and just go. And the thing is, the more stage time you do, the better you're going to get.
Well, that's it. The more you do.
And I think that was always my thing. I was sort of like, I want to get good before I start, you know, pushing online and all that kind of stuff. I want to be able to go, I'm a comedian. Look at myself and go, that's a comedian. Yeah. Before I started pushing socials and solo shows and all the rest.
Well, if the likes of Jake and Neil Delamere are having you on as a support act, then they trust you.
Yeah, that doesn't want me to make them look good.
Well, I didn't like to say, but that's why you're. No, that's why you support me, Terry. That's why you go. Come on, I was better than that fella. Come on.
I know the way you go on. You say, "What I call thanks for opening for me, Terry. He's the best comedian available in that price bracket."
In his price bracket. Thanks for doing it.
Thanks for doing it. Paddy McHugh introduced me one night. He says. He says, if the rumours are to be believed, he says, strictly speaking, this man should be booed on the stage, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's Terry McHugh.
Oh, the genius that is Paddy McHugh.
Oh, he's a legend.
But I mean, you're content where you are because you've got a full-time job. You're thinking, do you know what, big break's going to happen. I'm going to.
I sort of look at it and go, do you know what? I love what I'm doing. I love opening for people. You know, it's as I say, you turn up. You do your job, you do it well because you've been trusted with someone else's audience, and I love it. And there's nights you're on and you're 25 minutes, half an hour, you're going and you're sitting there going, I could do this all night. Yeah. You know what I mean? And if it comes to the point where yes, I can sell out 15, 16 theatres around Northern Ireland, brilliant. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll push it online, I'll do this show, and I'll see how it goes. But if I just, because I've sort of like, you know, that wee sort of niche for me where it's just theatres I'm doing and opening for people. If it just stays like that, I'm happy enough too.
That's because his wife's a teacher and she's working.
Her
job, Proper job.
9 months of the year.
How dare you slag off teachers? I won't have that.
No,
I
you
will
would
not
never
have
slag
that.
off
How
teachers.
dare you ever even suggest
Yes.
that teachers aren't hard-working
Trisha
people?
told me she was near going to leave one of your shows one day.
It's all right. Oh, proudest part.
I remember sending you a photograph years ago. It was snowing, and I took a photograph of our driveway and there was tire tracks on it. And I said, "There's one teacher got to work this morning."
Yeah, my son's a teacher now. I'm so ashamed.
They work hard.
They do for bits of it. No, they do. They
do.
They
She
do.
was up to 1:30 the other morning. I don't know what she was doing. She told me she was doing something for the Board of Governors, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The woman's completed Netflix, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
There's nothing left on Netflix for her to watch.
Tough being a teacher now.
See some of the stories she tells you. She told me about, I don't know if I'm allowed to tell this or not, but a school that will remain unnamed.
Right.
A kid got a sharpener and removed the blade from the sharpener and then taped it to a pencil and stabbed the guy next to him in the hand.
Right.
He basically he shoved his mate, like.
Wow.
You know, so that's
a tough
so
nursery school.
she had to disarm him.
She
She disarmed this kid.
Right, right.
So I know it can be hard being a teacher sometimes.
Yeah. All right. So harder in your world of selling people phones, but you get morons more than people with knives.
No, we have valued customers.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Sorry. Oh, geez. That's not what you tell me. No, you haven't.
I had a guy come in one day near in tears. He locked himself out of his phone. I says, "What's wrong with you?" He says, "I've locked myself out of my phone." I says, "No, Tim, what have you done?" He says, "I've set up one of them fingerprint unlock things." He says, "Well, what's the problem?" He goes, "I can't remember what finger I used."
Come on.
Swear to God.
You're not serious.
Can't remember what finger I used. I said, "Have you lost a finger lately?" He goes, "No." I says, "Just try them all. See what happens here, mate." Like, you know what I mean?
Seriously?
Like, but there's so many penny.
One in 10 chance,
You know what I mean? You might get it, but there's he's a finger, so you've won an 8. But like, honest to God, and there's so many penny drop moments now where you're talking to people and you just see them going, right enough. You know what I mean? Like, I had a boy come in one day and he says, he handed me his phone. He says, "Oh, I need you to help me." He says, "What do you need?" He says, "I need you to register me to vote." And I said, "I think you're in the wrong fucking office, mate." Like, you know what I mean? And I said, "Well, yeah." But he had the website for the go on the electoral on the phone, and because it was on his phone,
Right.
you go see the phone guy. It's just the way it is. Like, and
yeah.
like, you know, one's coming with banking apps down. Got a fucking bank, you know what I mean? But the thing is, if you ever go into a phone shop, be nice because we can make all your contacts disappear.
Just to be clear, you would never do such a thing.
No, I've never done that.
You would
never
never
done
do
that.
such a
The worst thing I ever done was a guy came in. I don't work in this place anymore. This is the old job. He came in and he was giving. This was on Newton Ards Road. He was in giving me dogs abuse.
Right.
It's proper shouting and screaming. He'd a Rangers thing.
Never
on his-
wear Celtic top in Newton Ards Road. I've told you before.
Oh no. But he'd a Rangers thing on his as a screensaver. This is donkeys years ago. Like, so I said, "I need to take us out the back." So I went out the back and Bluetoothed the Fields of Athenry to his phone and set it as his ringtone. And sent him out into the world in the Newton Ards Road. And I never seen the payoff to that. I also never seen him again. so be nice to the phone people.
That's a difficult one, isn't it? You know, I need my phone, but does it go in the legging? Well, Terry, we wish you all the very best. Your show's called Bricking It because you're also, as well as being a very odd man who has a chicken that used to attack him.
Yes.
At Celtic, you have a bar at the back of
Bar
your
at the back
house.
of my
You're
house.
into Lego as well.
I love my Lego.
He loves his Lego.
Every tour I
Heavy
do.
metal and Lego.
Every tour I do, I've got a Lego set from. So your last tour is the Ghostbusters house.
Right. Oh, sorry, I've paid for your Lego.
Yeah, you paid for my Lego, yeah. And then Neil's tour paid for the Eiffel Tower, which is 5 foot tall, which is considerably more expensive than the Ghostbusters house. I love you, Tim. You know I love you. So it's called Bricking It because I have a expensive Lego habit.
Right.
And also because now it's a case of I have to worry about ticket sales, so I'm bricking it about ticket sales. So
Right.
so go to terrymchugh.com. All the links for all the shows are on there.
Brilliant, absolutely.
Buy
I
them
thoroughly
and come
recommend
see me.
this man. If you haven't seen him, you will see him if you go to see Neil Delamere or Jake McCain because you're doing both those
Yes.
tours. But go and see you on your own because you're an excellent comedian,
Thank
my
you,
friend.
Tim. Thank you.
I've been with you for several years and you've never let me down.
You've always been very good to me, Tim. You guys have looked after me. Jake's looked after me. Neil's looked after me. You've been so good to me over the years, and you don't have to be. So no, it is genuine.
Well, I remember you saying when we had you on the Blame Game. Do you remember?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, by the way, what was you said earlier on? There was a joke and you remembered it. I presume you didn't tell it because it wasn't one of mine.
No.
All right, we'll move on then.
It was a Jake O'Kane joke. Here, by the way, if you can pull any strings in the Blame Game to get me back on, because that was one of the best nights crack I ever
If
had.
I have any influence on the Blame
Yes,
Game,
have a
I
word, like, would you?
Do you want to come back on them?
I'd love to go back in the Blame Game. That was the
You
best
enjoyed
night's
it?
crack. I was sitting around at night going, I'm getting paid for this. And at one point I had to realise I'm on the Blame Game. I was sitting watching going, this is great crack. And I thought, you may say something.
Actually, that happens to me occasionally. Yeah.
But no, I had a ball on it.
Well, you'll be glad we have a new series in November. So
I haven't had the phone call yet.
I haven't had the phone call. Sorry. Well, I'll have a word.
Have a word. See what you can do.
Yeah, okay. Terry, a pleasure as always, my friend. We will see you on the 2nd of December. Is it 1st or 2nd of December? First of December.
I'll be there for that.
For the Give Me Head piece. Oh, by the way, just before we go, I want to talk about this mug, by the way. Do you like that? Tim, 4G. I did a wee podcast for a group of guys, 4G. I was invited by 4G and I thought, it's a boy band and they want a bit of eye candy. Not true. No, 4G is a very good bunch of people up in Ballybean. They're a learning difficulty group of Day Centre, and they were absolutely did a podcast with them up there. Absolutely brilliant. They give me a mug and a badge and all that. Great bunch of guys. Really got a lovely warm welcome up there. And they're better than this podcast. They have a list of questions and you get the proper quiz.
They do their research.
They proper quiz. They don't just wing it as they go along.
But see, you can't research me because you Google me. If you Google me, you get an Irish javelin thrower. You know what I mean? He's sitting there going, so then, how far have you thrown the javelin?
So a big shout out to all the people, the staff and all the guys in 4G. Absolutely brilliant. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, before we go, your last chance to get tickets for the Give Me a Head podcast live in the Mandela Hall, Sunday the 12th of October. We'll see you there once more, ladies and gentlemen. Huge thanks to Mr. Terry McHugh.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.